Mais comment ça va, Chad? Chef Harley Fontenot from the Boudin Cooking Show. And we here at the new set, but I'm sitting here thinking about how fun it used to be when we used to do that at the house. So I'm about to show y'all an old episode we got that we filmed. So y'all hold on to y'all little calzones. And I dedicate this episode to Mr. Al Abear, because he's the one who got me all excited to spatchcock this chicken for this episode, because he said that's what he likes to do for Thanksgiving. So, without further ado, here's the whole episode, Shaq. Mais comment ça va, Chad? Chef Harley Fontenot with the Boudin Cooking Show, and today we're doing some spatchcock chicken and some rice dressing. I'm about to show y'all what y'all need. All right, so you got some onions, we got some green bell peppers, 2 of them, and I got some garlic, your favorite Cajun seasoning, but I'm going with the Scots today. And we got some chicken broth. We got a whole young chicken right here, and you gotta make sure you slap that and make it taste better. And we got some butter. We're gonna push that under the Tetons and make it real good. So I usually use golden mushroom soup, but they didn't have that at the store this time. So I got cream of mushroom soup and French onion soup instead. And I think that's gonna be just as good. And for the dressing, I got a Savoy's dressing mix right here. And if you can't get that where you from, I'm sorry. But I'm sure you probably better order that online or something. And I got a big old sack of rice like that Creed song. I think that's what they call it anyway. So let's start cutting our vegetables, partner. And now that we did all our vegetables, we're about to spatchcock this chicken, and I got this thing sitting like a French bulldog right here. So I'm gonna flip that thing over and get his back end. See where I got the bone going all the way down the back? And we're just gonna split them right there on each side. And he's gonna take the spine out like Scorpion on Mortal Kombat. And you're gonna toss that to the side. And now you got your chicken. It's gonna lay nice and flat. Comme ça. And that's gonna help it cook more evenly. Now that we got them all spatchcocked, we're gonna season that. And the first thing we're gonna do to season that is inject it. I like to shoot up my birds after I spatchcock them. All right, okay. So I'm gonna slice this open like somebody was messing with Mad Cowboys on a Friday evening. And we're gonna give that a good shake. Try not to spill that on yourself. How many things they're gonna have to make me open to just inject a bird? This is ridiculous. And they already know my little finger is gonna be wet. I just got through spatchcocking this chicken. God, they don't suck. All right, now I gotta open this thing. Man, what you would do without a knife, you? See, I'm gonna mess up my knife trying to open up all this equipment. All right, yeah, screw that in there. You're supposed to put a little oil in that, but I don't have to do so much stuff. I'm not even gonna put no oil in that. I'm gonna just do it the Parrain way, which is I'm gonna just inject it. So you go into the Teton, bow, and you shoot that. And then you go into the other Teton, bow, and you shoot that too. All of that. Just like on Pulp Fiction, whenever she needed that adrenaline shot. You stab that in there and hope your chicken don't come alive when you do that. All right. And then after you do that, You gotta go in the little legs down. And you pump them things up too. By the time I'm through with this, my chicken's gonna look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's gonna make it, it's gonna be asking you where the chopper's at. But it's gonna be too late because it's going in my pot and then in my belly. So I'm gonna inject the wings now. And you can't forget the best part of all to some, the thighs. I think I hear some visitors coming in my house, so I got to get another chicken, but I don't have no more chicken, so we're just gonna roll with this one. So I'm gonna take the chicken and flip them over, and I'm gonna inject from the back side too, and just shoot it all over in the chicken. Bow. How about you? See, there's gonna be so much injection in here. When you taste that, it make your eyes cross. All right. So next thing you're gonna do is take a stick of butter and split it down the middle like that. And don't stick it in your pocket this time, because you don't want it to be soft. You want it to stay like this, and you're gonna slip that under the teton skin on both sides. The teton is the breast, if y'all don't know. Y'all should know by now, but now if you don't know, you know. I always heard if it's gonna be that kind of party, you gotta stick the butter in the chicken. So I stuck the butter in the chicken. But hey, there's another way you can do this too, and you call it a sexy chicken, is if you take a lemon, you cut it in half and you stick that on each side, and it makes it real pretty. So, but we're not gonna do that this time. So now we're gonna season it. And we're using that Scott's, like I said, in case you wanna see what that looks like. You gotta order that online. Go check it out. So I'm gonna just dust this chicken real nice. Freshly spatchcocked and ready to roll. I'm gonna flip them over and I'm gonna do this side too. It's all gonna be flavorful. All right, so we're gonna use a blue roaster pan. I know if you're from the South, your grandma got one of these laying around somewhere. But just use a roaster pan you can close at the top. It seals real good. We're gonna put that, some onions and bell peppers in there at the bottom. We're gonna tap a little garlic in there with it. I say that's like 1 or 2 cloves. Some big grand cloves though. And then we're gonna go ahead and be careful with it. And put your chicken in the pot. And I have to wash my hands again. And just make sure you got your chicken coated real nice so it'll have a good brown coat to it after you bake it. And we're gonna pour some chicken broth along the sides of it. And you don't wanna put too much, you just wanna put enough to where it doesn't dry out. So about like that. Comme ça. Now I'm about to stick this spatchcock chicken in the oven to 350 degrees. So now we're about to start your rice dressing. First thing you're gonna do is get your pot real hot and you put a little bit of oil at the bottom, just enough to brown your vegetables. And you know you're gonna test it by dropping a little onion in there. See if it sizzles. And you're gonna put them all in there and start browning all that together. All right, so once your onions are clear and they got them little brown tips on them, you're gonna just dump your dressing mix in there, comme ça. You break that up in there, mix it. And you're gonna put your flour in like a medium. You're gonna take that same container of dressing mix and put like halfway full of water and dump that in here too. And after you add your water, you go ahead and add some garlic to that. Wow. And you're gonna put some seasoning. And you really just start with a little bit if you're not used to it, but you'll be able to taste it later on after you let it cook down a little while and see if you have enough seasoning. And you just let this simmer. All right, so after your water reduces a little bit, what you're gonna do is add your cream of mushroom. Wop. And then you got your condensed French onion soup. And you're gonna mix all that up together and it's gonna get real thick. So while that's simmering, I'm gonna tell y'all a little joke. So Boudin and Thibodeau was fishing one day in the bayou and they hit a little stump and they knocked their motor into the water. So Boudin told Thibodeau, you need to get down there and pull it up with this rope so we can start it and get out of here. He was like, all right, so he jumped down there and he was waiting. It took him a while, so he looked down. Thibodeau was down there at pool starting the motor, and he was like, man, Thibodeau is stupid. He don't even know you can't start the the motor like that. So he leaned over the side of the boat. He said, hey, you gotta choke it. Wow. All right, so it's been cooking for like an hour, and we're gonna take all this juice and we're gonna pour that into this pan over here. Oh yeah. I really hope my chicken doesn't fall. I'm scared. All right, we made it. So we're gonna bring this up to a boil and we're gonna thicken that. So after you drain your juice, you're gonna touch it up with a little bit more seasoning on the naked spots, I like to call them. And we're gonna stick it back in the oven without the cover to get the skin nice and crisp. And we're gonna come back to this gravy. So we're gonna go with a little touch of cornstarch and a little splash of water. Hold on. And you're gonna mix that up. Get all the lumps out, and we're gonna go over to the stove with it. And just pour it right in there. When you mix that up, it's all gonna bind everything together. All right, so what you're gonna do right here is take your dressing mix that's been stewing on the stove for a long time on low. So it reduced and it got real thick. It's gonna stick to that rice real nicely. You're gonna put a little bit of rice at a time and mix it all together. And the thing is, you want it to be moist to where it sticks together whenever you go to serve it, but you don't want it to be too loose. And last but not least, you're gonna put you some fresh cut green onions in there. And it's not only for show, but it really adds a lot of flavor to that. Mix it all up. We're about to go back and check on our chicken, but that's the rice dressing right here. That's it. Comme ça. So once you pull your chicken out, it's time to mash it. That's just gonna fall apart. Ooh.